And now we're back. This is BMX 420 KPBJ AM on the show Nature Talk with your host Richard O'Toole. Today we have with us two very influential guests, Rachel Carson, author of the book Silent Spring, and ex-Vice President Al Gore, an author of Inconvenient Truth. They are here to discuss the current world environmental situation. Welcome to the show, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I just wanted to say that it is such an honor to be speaking with you. Now, we have a lot to get to today and very little time, so let's get right into it. Mr. Gore, what do you believe is the most important and pressing issue with respect to humans and the environment today?
Now, before I get to that, I would just like to say that it is also an honor to be heard on this show, and I'm quite pleased you had me on Nature Talk. Now, without a doubt, the most important issue of our time is that of the climate crisis. Critical steps need to be taken in the immediate future to reduce carbon emission output from the factories and vehicles of the world. I've been publicizing this issue for some time now, but it is still at hand and great changes need to be made to stop the progress of global warming. I fully feel there is no higher issue than the one that affects the very continuation of our species.
Yes, indeed. Ms. Carson, what is your response?
Mr. Gore, I completely agree that global warming is an issue that must not be taken lightly. Carbon emission must be reduced if we are to continue in the healthy manner as a species. However, greenhouse gas production is really only part of the real problem for the future. Though carbon dioxide emissions do need to be monitored and controlled quite rigorously, the real issue is energy consumption and its byproducts. That is truly the all-encompassing vehicle to bring about correct environmental change. If the world had a source of energy that satisfied its needs, while also keeping the sanctity of our world, most of the environmental problems of today would be eliminated and habitats could be on their way to recovery.
And Mr. Gore, what is your opinion on this topic?
Yes, well, Ms. Carson, even if such an energy source did exist, how exactly would it be distributed all across the world in a plausible manner? Also, that would only be solving part of the problem, and global warming would still occur. In the world of today, people need to focus on issues that truly can be solved.
Let me explain in greater detail. Let's say an energy source was ready for use as we speak. All that would be needed is a governmental endorsement, a small grant, and companies would gladly convert to new, clean energy. Even if the system was only just as good as the common fuel sources in use today, with governmental backing, the transition would progress smoothly over a number of years to completion, and results could be easily monitored along the way to see if anything was awry. As far as global warming is concerned, if all the factories and vehicles of the world converted to clean form of energy, the human part of the equation would all but be eliminated. Lastly, the technology does exist. There are forms of hydrogen extracted by water electrolysis and testing that, when burned, only emit water as a byproduct. If such a form was used, the human footprint on our world would be just a fraction of what it is currently.
We'll now take a break for this message. There'll be plenty more when we return. I'm host Richard O'Toole, and this is Nature Talk.
Are you tired of looking down and seeing that bulging belly? Are you tired of seeing models with amazing hard abs? Well, now it's your turn to enjoy such a body. With 2-minute abs, you can have the abs you've always wanted for very little time. 2-minute abs is so much better than those other advertisements for 5 or 6-minute abs because this only requires 2 minutes of your time a day. You will no longer have any reason to be ashamed. By obtaining rock-hard abs using 2-minute abs, all those ladies or gentlemen won't be able to resist your new toned body.
Copyright all rights reserved. 2-minute abs in no way guarantees that the following program once a day will lead to a development of abdominal oblique muscles. And we're back after that commercial message. This is BMX 420 on the show Nature Talk with your host Richard O'Toole. If you're just joining us, we have environmental activist and author of renowned book Silent Spring, Rachel Carson, and ex-Vice President Al Gore, author of An Inconvenient Truth, which was later developed into a feature film. Before the break, we had a great debate over the most important environmental issue of our day, but now we'll get right back into the discussion. I listened before the break and developed this question to both of you. If both these issues are so vitally important, why hasn't the change proposed already occurred?
Well, you see, Richard, I believe the change from energy sources like coal to more efficient and much cleaner source of energy will be made. Now, whether that source be hydrogen or another option, the fact of the matter is, though, that technology simply isn't ready for widespread use yet. Now, what I propose is that more research is done to find the true answer to the problem. So once it is put into action, our world will be launched into a new, cleaner age.
And Mr. Gore, what is your opinion?
Well, Richard, global warming is still relatively unknown to the majority of Americans and the people of the world. So, as I have done for about the past 7 or so years, I will continue to spread the word on the most important environmental problem of the past century. Look to see me out with the public to truly expand the support one by one.
Well, we're out of time. This was a great discussion, and I hope to see both of you for more insight in the near future. It was a pleasure to have you two on the show. When we come back, we will have expert analysis from our newsroom to respond to the contentions of these two guests on Nature Talk. I'm Richard O'Toole, coming to you from BMX 420 KPBJ AM.